Hey, let's see here. Welcome to Get Early. Oh, what's up, Matt DeCat? Nice to see you. Welcome to Early Access. Cool. It's nice to see that I got a new subscriber there. You will yeah, you'll start seeing videos in there. There's also some other videos, but what we're going to be talking about tonight is building relationships and not burning bridges. Because if you are about to be homeless, you're preparing to think you might be homeless. You are homeless, and you're just trying to make sure that to give yourself the best footing in life. What's up, platypus? To be able to give yourself the best footing in life, you're going to, it's about building relationships, and this is something that took me a long time to really learn. And when I learned it, it's when I really became a good salesman. I mean, I was a good salesman up until a certain point, but once I learned the art of building bridges instead of burning bridges, it made a huge difference in my life. Not only with what's up, Invisible Man, what's up, Kung Fu, what's up, Rails, what's up, Cherokee. All right, let me get this started. But it's a building bridges is important. You know, I'll give you a really good story. When and by the way, for those of you guys wondering what we're having tonight, we are having tacos because it was on, because that's kind of when you can afford everything. So I wanted to have tacos tonight, so we're having tacos. I got to shred some cheese. We've got some refried dreams and some sour cream to go along with it. So this is gonna be awesome. So for those of you that are wondering, so that's kind of what I'm gonna be doing while I'm talking. Okay, but and if you guys want questions to me, if you guys have questions for me and you want them answered, you have to put it in all caps, because Farm Girl's going to be asking me. I won't be able to really pay attention to chat very much because I got to focus on what it is that I'm doing, so I don't burn our food. Because I like to have my food not burnt. So Farm Girl is my second set of eyes over here. So hold on here.
It's going too fast for me, though.
Yeah, well, you just slow it down. I mean, just get to, if they're in all small, it's eye contact, and that's always been the rule. So that's why you. I mean, come on, you were in my chat, you knew that. So okay, so wow, this really thought out pretty good in the better than I thought it would. Okay, so let me tell you a story about the first time. My methodology, like when I became homeless the first time, as an adult. I like me. Like, why do you have, do you have family, friends that can help you out? Don't you have anybody that cares for you? It's like, yes, I have family and friends that can help me out, and I have people that care for me, because I've not only have I learned the art of a relationship, but I've also understood certain rules because of the way that I was raised. I was raised, you earn your way, nothing's ever given to you, and my grandfather always taught me, which is my dad's dad, always taught me the importance of building relationships. And one of the warnings he once told me was that never piss off a woman, because she might be the one that stands between you and a job as your hiring manager. That was his, never advice to me when I think I like 16, 15, somewhere around there. Okay, some piece of advice in a lot of ways, especially the way the world's turning out now. But he was one of the best recruiters that the Army ever had. All right, and uh, he actually got to rewrite the manuals in the late 70s. They offered him an E10, which is World Command, as a sergeant major of the Army. Okay, he was even offered equivalent rank as an officer. Okay, that's my dad's dad, and he was able to do it because he always communicated and talked with people, and he built relationships. And it was something for me, as I was growing up living with my grandparents for a while, to be able to observe. And that helped develop my overall communication skills and so on and so forth. And so that's why, like, when I became homeless, I'm like, I'm gonna do this on my own. I want to stand on my own 2 feet. I don't want to be, because I started looking at it after my accident. I ended up on my mom's couch 3 times, while I was still trying to deal with everything, and I didn't know what was going on. And back then, there really was, even for mental health and PTSD, there really wasn't any real help out there. So, I was kind of stuck in confusion, kept falling on my face, and, I couldn't keep a job for a while. And it really, really sucked. And so I got tired of being on my parents' couch, because I understood that if I kept, every time I fell on my face, I went and I stayed on my mom's couch, or I stayed in my old room at my house, or something along those lines, that eventually they would get mad at me and get tired of me doing that. And then when I really needed it, when it was going to be really important, they wouldn't be there. And so that's why, I have, even with my parents now, they will step in and help me if I really need the help. Like, they're not gonna. I don't go to my parents and say I need money all the time. I don't go to my parents and say, please help me, please do this, please do that. Sometimes they offer, sometimes they don't. But I know if I'm really, really desperate and I'm in a point where I know that I really, really need something, I know that that my parents will step up, because I did not burn that bridge. I did not put too much stress on that relationship. And see, become homeless, they put a lot of strain on those personal relationships, those family relationships, things like that. And what they end up doing is, because they're still kind of reeling back from the realization that they have nothing, they won't, yeah, basically you're broke. You're broke outside. You have nowhere to go, because you couch surfed for too long, because you allowed your emotions to get in the way, and you started creating contention with your with whoever that you're staying with, and so therefore they end up kicking you to the curb, and eventually you end up homeless after couch surfing for anywhere for 6 months to a couple of years, depending upon what kind of how much strain you put on those relationships, because you're expecting somebody to be there to support you. But the thing is, you're not standing on your own 2 feet. You're dealing with a lot of other things. Just the realization that you never thought you would be in this situation, and now all of a sudden, all you see is this is the outcome, and it becomes debilitating, to where instead of actually being productive and taking advantage of that situation, you end up burning those bridges, destroying those relationships, to the point where you actually have nothing. And that's how people end up homeless. So instead of burning that bridge and end up homeless, why not actually keep that bridge going, and go homeless, since I know that that's what's going to end up happening anyways. Because if I'm looking at the writing on the wall and all this other stuff, I could definitely see that this is my inevitable next step. So instead of delaying the inevitable and burning all these bridges, so that when you really do need help, when you finally do get yourself together, where you're like, okay, I've mourned the problem, I've got to live out in the homeless arena and understand what homelessness is, and I got to really get a whole reality check. Now I'm ready to pull myself together, go get a job. I realize I need to stop being a snowflake and just deal with what's coming to me. Okay? And when you get to that realization, it makes the experience, especially being chronically homeless. As many times as I've been homeless, if it wasn't for and this is a lot of the reasons why I became homeless, and it did become by choice, because I would rather keep the relationship and go sleep outside for a while than lose the relationship and still end up outside, and then maybe take a lot longer to get off because of whatever reason. Okay, there's a lot of different reasons. It's different for everybody. You have your own unique situation, but it's all pretty much the same in some ways. If any of you guys disagree with me, I'd love to see down in either the comments or in the chat, with stuff like this. But so I'm very careful about the strain that I put on relationships, because you don't want to put strain on a relationship. When you say you're going to do something, you want to follow through on it, and if you can't, you need to immediately rectify the situation. Why do you immediately rectify the situation? Because the thing is out here, in order to survive, okay, your whole life is based upon your reputation. When you say I'm going to do something, that means you go and you do it. That doesn't mean, oh well, I don't feel like it today or anything else like that. Your word is your bond, because that is the only thing that allows you to build not only future relationships, but to maintain the current relationships that you have.
I think the carne asada stuff is up here. If you want it.
No, I'm good.
Okay, all right.
So, hold on. So, I mean, this is my overall thoughts on any of this. So just so you guys know that this channel is supported by crowdfunding, all that good stuff. So if you want to leave something down in my tip jar, or come on over to Patreon and join one of my many memberships, you're more than welcome. I even have a free membership for those of you that just want to keep up on a lot of the other stuff I put out that doesn't necessarily make it on YouTube, because I've been putting some clips out and stuff like that for you guys. Every so often, maybe not every week, but maybe once or twice a month. Damn, this thing really got frozen, didn't it?
Yeah, I had it out. I mean, I brought it in like a couple days ago, and it's still frozen, I guess. Yeah, well, dude, it was like 36 until noon, or 30 under freezing until noon today. So, wow. I'm trying not to. I guess I should have done this a little bit earlier. Yeah. But there, and the thing is when you learn how to build these relationships, which is, like, here's a piece of advice that was given to me that I think is one of the best pieces of advice. Okay, if you always give more than you take, you'll never be in dire straits, because the thing is people want to help people. Okay, regardless of what you say, the average person that helps the homeless person, the average person that thinks of their fellow man, they want to do good in life. They want to have some fulfillment, knowing that they made a positive impact in their society in some way. Okay, and the thing is, if you are down on your luck, if the whole world is against you, how do you still gotta build relationships, because those relationships that you build are going to be what gets you off the streets, what gets you into a point where you are, wow, this really is frozen, put you into a point where you really are able to build a sustainable lifestyle moving forward. Okay, and I think this is one of the things that most people don't realize, because here's the thing: unless it's a romantic relationship, there is no need to let emotion get into it. You've got to be able to remove emotion from it. And the reason why people destroy relationships so many ways is either fear of loss, or shame, okay, or that's a couple of the reasons. Hold on, my brain just kind of took a crap. But it just people will, I don't know how else to explain it. Sorry guys, my brain's going in like 10 different places. But again, your word is your bond, and what you say you do, because again, these people are going to be what gets you off the streets. Okay, so I made a connection in my local community. In this connection, we're getting directions to be able to navigate ourselves within the community, where we can go and where we can best put our time into the community, what we can do to the community, and things like that. And it starts with a conversation, being relatable, being able to sit there and talk with that person and just get to know them. And then eventually, because they see that you're going places, you want to do things, you're not just sitting there like trying to exist to the end of your life. You are
actually going through the process where you really just want to excel at life. You want to move to the next direction, or to the next place. And when you've got a cause, a real cause that people can get behind, and that is going to be productive and positive, they're going to want to do it because they want a return on their investment. Their investment is in the human being. If I'm going to put my time and my effort and my resources, what is my return on my investment? My return on my investment is to see that you keep stepping up in life, to see that you keep moving in a positive upward trajectory. Okay, this is where this is where all of this plays out. And so if you were able to show people, and this is why you guys have stuck with me for so long. I was on bike and then on trail for years. I've been homeless for 2.5 years, and I'm in a constant upward trajectory. Why? Because I am moving and aspiring and striving for a specific goal, and you guys are following me along in my journey for this specific goal. And so therefore you tune in and you give me your attention, you give me your views, you give tips in my tip jar, you become members over on Patreon, you become members here on YouTube, you email me and have direct correspondence. If I know you in my local community, we have a different kind of relationship. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is because I have given people something to get behind, something to be like, okay, I can sign on to that. Because that was one of the lessons that I really learned when I was, when I first started out. And I had a lot of people complaining because, I was being really negative. I kind of hit that spat right before I got rid of the bike where I was really, really negative. And because I was negative, it started playing out in the channel, okay? And I had a lot of people start I started losing viewers, I started losing a lot of stuff, and I didn't understand why. And it took me a minute to actually realize, and talking to certain people that actually took the time and be like, yeah, dude, you're kind of screwing up, but here's why people want to watch you. Here's why people do what they do, okay? And they do what they do because, I'm a positive force out there, offering people not just hope, but just something to get behind. Americans love an underdog. And what better underdog than a homeless person? Okay? And a homeless person that comes out with a plan and says, I may be homeless right now, but I'm going to get off the streets, and I'm going to get off the streets as quickly as I possibly can, but I'm going to do it the right way, in a way that my chance and likelihood of becoming homeless again drastically diminishes. And so not only that, but along the way, it's like, well, I'm seeing all the problems that are in the system. And by seeing those problems in the system, now I can not only call them out, but now it's like, it's time to be able to, instead of just my own self-preservation, because I've gotten to a point where I'm able to do more than just self-preservation. I'm able to start thinking about the bigger picture. It's just like your hierarchy of needs. You need to make sure you can eat. Once you can eat, you start realizing, well, I might want a Coke. I might want to take a toke on 420. I might want to, do all kinds of different things. And you don't start thinking about that until your basics are. So now the new dream that I am getting people behind is that we want to be able to make an impact on homelessness through educating not only the donor class but the political class and the judicial class, and then just go out there and start working on busting myths, because the average person out there really doesn't have any real understanding of what's going on. So, it's just...
Matthew the King just sent you
Oh.
149.
Oh, hey. Oh, Matt. Hey, thanks, man. Much appreciated. Did he have a question with it?
No. It just has a little cheeseburger beside it.
Oh, nice. Okay. So there's your first one. Okay, this is going to be complicated. Okay. So let's put the next one on the Barbie.
I wonder how many people are getting upset over that. It's not a Barbie. Yeah, okay, so you wanted some salsa on this as well?
Yes, please.
Okay, but the salsa's over there because you had to hide it from me.
Also, what about the,
Oh, and sour cream.
Yep.
Okay, here's your sour cream. I'm gonna let you put sour cream on it. Here's your first
Okay,
one. You got another one coming real quick, so you need to.
I need a spoon.
Oh, what? You don't need a spoon.
What,
Just
what,
use your damn.
use my fingers?
Yes.
Use my teeth.
Even better.
Spit it
Here,
out.
use a fork instead.
Oh, jeez. Okay, fine.
All right. So, anyways, I bet we lost a lot of people over that one. Okay. What's up? Okay. What's up, Chris? Nice to see all you guys. I did say hi to some of you guys. Matthew the King. Okay, nice to see you as well. Okay, so you're gonna be having another one coming here in just a second. So and then you're gonna have to fix mine too, because I want the same thing on mine.
I can only eat one.
You want one?
Mm-hmm.
What is wrong with you, lady? Do you not have an appetite? I thought you were a chubby girl.
That's why I'm chubby, because I have an appetite, but I don't have that much of an appetite.
Oh man, I like a girl with an appetite.
Yeah, well, I need to keep somewhat of a girlish figure.
Oh.
Don't wanna...
What? You got the man. You don't have to worry about keeping yourself up anymore, huh?
How am I supposed to... Okay.
Okay. Sorry, guys. It's gonna take just a second because I gotta build all this. But hey, you guys can enjoy the humor and our banter back and forth. Okay. Here's mine. I got one more coming. So, sour cream and salsa, please, because I got another one coming. It's gonna be the last one. I gotta turn this thing off. Because. All right. The propane's fine. Okay. So, yeah, we're almost ready to eat tacos. No, we kind of got a little hungry beforehand because I have to wait till 4:30 to eat. I've been up since about 2 o'clock this morning. Yeah, thanks, Beth. Yeah, we have fun. Sometimes I got a reminder that I'm a little rough around the edges. It's just playful banter, but yeah, for the most part, yeah, we have plenty of fun. Okay. Is that, can you roll that up so that I can put the next one on?
Trying to? I'm just...
No, not like that. Just like a taco. Just like a taco.
Oh, you want it like that?
I want a taco.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thank you. Yes. All right. I like tacos. Some people like bananas. I like tacos.
It's apples and oranges. That's not even... Yeah. That's I just don't believe
If Bucknut was here or Alfred were here, they'd be pissing themselves right about now. I bet.
I'm not even gonna touch that.
Just beyond.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
I used up all the salsa that was here, so.
Oh really? So I get no salsa?
You got one with salsa? Come on now.
Oh come on! I wanted two with salsa on
Come
it.
on, man.
Yeah. Hey, you're starting to sound like Joe Biden. You better stop that.
That's why I did it.
Okay. So, all right, guys. So now
I'm missing the chat. Sorry, people.
Hold on. Can I get the fork? Thank you. Yeah, sour cream. Let's put some real sour cream on there.
All right.
And no salsa?
Napkins, just tissues. No salsa. You have to go grab your jar of it.
Oh, yeah, there's the jar of it. Okay,
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Well, I thought you were bringing the jar, and I'm like, no, okay.
All right. So I do get salsa on my second one. It was just complicated how I got there.
He said, Matthew King says it's not much, but it's something. I mean, you're welcome.
Yes, thank you. It's always much appreciated. I mean, anything. Here's the thing. It's really, wow. This is gonna be a fat taco. Really, it's anything. Anything helps. It's really so for. If you, Matt, I know you know this. When you're living hand to mouth, and you're trying to survive, sometimes just having, somebody drop, kick down $1.50, a $20 bill, $100, whatever it is. People, it seems like since the pandemic, people are putting out a lot more money. I mean, a 20 is so common when a 20 used to be like rare. Dollar bills and change is what it used to be. So, but it's like, you know what it's like to bill anything, a quarter, a dime, a nickel, just a sincere, you know, a sincere show of empathy, towards you, not in a condescending way or like a, yeah, but I still get to go home type thing.
All right, good talk.
Hmm?
Jade Nunley says, as someone currently homeless in the Pacific Northwest, thanks to late stage cancer, I am on your channel to learn. Thank you for the resource of info.
Well, this channel is built for you. Okay, if you think you're going to be homeless, if you're about to be homeless, or even if you want to learn how somebody else does homelessness because you are homeless, this channel is for you. This is a resource that's for you. I get paid on your views, your memberships, your tips. That's how I get it. The super chats, everything that you guys do, that whether it be a share, a comment, a view, your attention is more valuable than you think it is. And as a content creator who's covering this subject, being able to grab your attention like this is extremely important. And so that's something that you as a viewer should understand, and that your creator, the ones that you follow, that you become really close to because you want to follow them along their journey, they should at least acknowledge and respect that even in the beginning. Because not only is homelessness a lesson in gratitude, but doing this, I've had to learn a whole new level of gratitude doing this. I mean, I was always grateful to get stuff, but I always was kind of weary of it. But, to see that people genuinely care enough to step up when you really needed it. I mean, there was so many times when I was, on trail where they wouldn't take my food stamps. I needed either cash or card, and I didn't have either one. And either some of the subscribers chipped in and helped out, or I had times where the clerk would feel bad for me and at least say, hey, this stuff's about to get thrown out. I'm like, I don't care, I'll take it, I don't care, because I'll take the liability. If I get sick, at least I ate.
Well, Jade's also trying to do it with late stage cancer too, so she's got an extra little hurdle there.
Yeah, are you going through chemo? That would be a good question. But I mean, I've had to learn a whole new level of gratitude, but because of the lessons that I've learned along the way of being homeless, I think it's important to be able to share this, because I know that if you guys are watching, you're in treatment, have many surgeries. Oh man, that sucks. I bet you're on Medicaid and they won't operate till it's almost fatal. So, if you're on Medicare, you might get lucky.
Invisible Man says, saw one of your old videos today. You lost a lot of weight. That's so good.
Dude, I lost half of me. I went from like 320 to 170. Well, probably about 160 by the time Feral Farm Girl found my ass. Yeah, she told me over the phone when we were talking she was gonna fatten me up. I'm starting to get a belly. Yeah, so just in case you guys are wondering, yes, I'm getting fattened up. No, I don't get Medicaid. Medicaid, here's the thing. I even did a video on this. Okay, so around the homeless shelters, you'll have these guys. They'll say, hey, do you have Medicaid or Medicare? And if you say no, they'll say, hey, if you want to sign up for this insurance, I'll give you $5. Every homeless person is going to sign up for that. Okay, that's actually illegal. They're not supposed to do it, but because they are an agent that's not licensed, they can kind of get away with it. That's the loophole, because it's not the agent that's doing the churning; it's their emissary that's doing it, and it's an indirect way of being able to do it. But here's the thing: this is one of those things that actually benefits people. So why rock the boat on this one? Because this is actually a good thing, because you'll get something like Blue Cross Blue Shield, and the government, because you're low income anyways, um, you you get access to regular health care instead of Medicaid, which means you can get better care all around. And so why not take advantage of it? Because that's people talk about Obamacare and how bad it was, and I was even on that line as an agent. But that was because the agents were getting screwed, because it became like car insurance. Instead of getting your year's premium up front, you get you get what is it? You get a month to month, because these people might not even keep their insurance, can't afford it because it's overpriced. It's nothing that they want.
Jade says she's out here living in the woods just trying to survive, but new to this homeless thing, just state Medicaid and VA.
What's your biggest challenge? That's my question. What's your biggest challenge being newly homeless?
So I'm looking for guidance from other people in similar situations. I can only hope I won't die out here where no one would know and make it out of this, but they sure don't make it easy.
What's up, Bucknut? Yes, Army vet, served for 14 and a half years before getting made to, yeah. So Bucknut's in to help. Okay, so, here's the thing. This is why you want to develop relationships. You want to build bridges. Not everybody is there that's going to have your best interest. But if you communicate, you talk, you get to know the person, you actually find out what their intentions are, what you have to be aware of, what to be wary of, and let them just ask simple questions. Don't, really think through your question, though. Don't ask. There are dumb questions in the homeless world. Really, there are. Where do I find a bathroom? Really? Where do you find a bathroom? That's the question. If you can't find a bathroom, you're not gonna survive out here. I mean, look, there's a Subway, there's a McDonald's, there's a Burger King. You can't find a bathroom?
No, don't go in the Subway. That's frowned upon.
But the thing is you wanna be intelligent about your questions. Sit back, observe, and then ask why. Okay. I talked about in my most recent video that I released. I talked about how I went to or I was in Eugene. But the thing is, I sat on a wall. I had $80 in my pocket when I got out of jail. I sat on a wall. I bought my weed. I smoked my bowls. Watched the world go around. Watched what everything was going on around me. Okay. I sat there and I observed, how were people making money? How was the community communicating? What were the different factions? Who were the people I needed to be aware of? All this stuff is something that I did. And then once I realized, and I talked to a couple of guys, they're like, yeah, I do Craigslist. I got a gig, you want to come with me? So it took me with a gig. I'm like, crap, I like this. I'm going to do this again. And so therefore I started posting, got a call. Guy wants me to come work for him like 3 days a week. But the thing is you've got to sit there and make yourself available. And it's better to keep your mouth shut and be thoughtful than it is to open your mouth and remove all doubt. There is a lot of truth in that saying, especially within the homeless community. Observe, pay attention, then ask. Okay, because when you can ask an intelligent question, then you'll get an intelligent answer, and then you'll build. People will have respect for you. Even when I do my interviews, I get a lot of props from the people I do my interviews with. They're like, "Man, you asked really good questions. You really, push the envelope while still being respectful about it." And a lot of people have said this about me because I took time to sit back, observe, pay attention, and figure out what the intelligent questions were to ask. Why is this happening? Why do I need to do this? What makes this so important? Okay? Because then you'll get real answers, and then it'll help you actually navigate the system much better, much easier.
Well, since Jade's in the Pacific Northwest, is there any like resources there?
Hold on. I want to answer Kung Fu's question. How long was I in camp with Puckett and Bulldog? Well, Bulldog wasn't in our camp. Bulldog was a predatorial dealer. Okay, and that the reason even why he wanted me to stay extra was because he wanted to jumpstart me in. But I told him no, I don't want to do that crap. I'm happy with my weed. I don't want to do the white dope or any of that other shit. If it wasn't for certain things like my stomach and stuff like that, because especially eating the city food, it really messes up my stomach, gives me nausea. That's why I still smoke weed. If it wasn't for that, I really don't want to. I'm old enough. I'm past that stage, but I do it for that specific reason or some of those reasons. I mean, yeah, I enjoy it from time to time, but still, I'm at that point in my life where I'm like, if it wasn't for like how bad I felt, and Farm Girl got to see how bad, because I went a week without, and how sick I felt, that's what I would have done. But anyways, Puckett, it was I don't know, I was in Gainesville for like 2 months, and so I was in camp with Puckett for the whole time I was there. Once the hurricane went out, I was going and looking for a place to camp for me and the new girl that I was dating at the time. Um, I went and looked for a camp, and I ended up coming across Puckett because I was looking for permission to be able to congregate because there's safety in numbers. And I was actually vetting them because I wasn't looking for any white dopers or anything else like that, because that's just trouble. And he was one of the rare ones that was just respectful. He was white doper, but he wouldn't steal from you. But he was a Rumpelstiltskin, man. That dude could use a deal to take your everything. He almost caught me a couple times, and I'm really good with contracting. But yeah, I would say I got to know Bulldog for about a month. So oh. So what was that question you were going to ask me?
Well, Jade says that they were in the Pacific Northwest. So I don't know if there's places, that they could get help out there.
I don't know. A lot of these services, like we just heard from a guy last night that Seattle's closing down. Now that these cities no longer have to be accountable or responsible, they don't have to fund all these services, and they can put them out. I remember I was homeless in Portland. What, 2000, 2008, and then 2011. And yeah, that was definitely an experience. There really wasn't like even the Salvation Army that used to be there was closed down. There was only one shelter you could get into, but the thing is, the cold weather shelter wasn't bad either. They would bus you to the different armories and stuff like that because they were obligated to. But past actual shelters, no. And then in Portland, what they like to do is they like to force you to sleep on the edge of the sidewalks so that the drunks can run up on you in the middle of the night. Yeah, I actually almost got into a fight with a security guard over that. I'm like, I'm not sleeping on a good Sarah. I'm right next to a strip club and a bar, and this is Burnside. I mean, come on. But that was what that's kind of how they kick them off. But it looks like I'm losing a lot of conversation. What else am I missing?
Jeremy was talking to you. He had a few things he was saying too.
Hold on, let me see. Well, until after dinner, it's been a...
No, I'll go back. I finally got my vehicles back. They had them since December 28th. $5,000 total. They spent more time fixing their screw-ups than the original repair.
Wow. Well...
And then he says he quit weed. Well, until after dinner, it's been a rough hour.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And that is, I love that about Jeremy. I have mad respect for people who get through this. Well, yeah, I mean, it's a trying experience, but it all begins up here. Okay. I've got another channel that I've done as a splinter. This does education, to teach you guys how to be homeless. Okay. And I also do some advocacy because there's a lot of people that want to help the homeless that also watch this channel. Okay. Along with preppers. But over there, I talk about this part of what's going on, and I'm starting to see so many negative messages. It's almost like I invited the homeless haters. I mean, I'm dealing with the trolls, and I'm getting some respect from one of them, which is kind of nice. I love getting respect from trolls. That's fun, but it all really begins up here. Do you have your mind straight? Because if your mind isn't straight, you can't get off the streets. You might be able to get off the streets financially, but are you really off the streets? You might be able to get off the streets, go get a job, but if you ain't got your mental stuff fixed, um, um, if you get your mental stuff in order, um, you will have not only a better experience, but you'll actually be able to move with purpose. And again, this is why building bridges and relationships is so important, because you're going to, once you get this straight, then you're going to be able to create symbiotic relationships with other people. And those relationships, they're going to benefit them and they're going to benefit you. Okay, because those relationships are very, very important. Every relationship that I have, whether it be Stephanie at Open Air Properties, or whether it be some of the people that I'm talking to on LinkedIn, I'm looking at bringing in a couple of guests. And I'm kind of talking to them over on LinkedIn. And so I'm always trying to create a symbiotic relationship. When I first reach out to them on LinkedIn, I say, look, this is what I do. I would love to, well, actually, I start off, I'd like to create a symbiotic relationship and see where it is that I can help you. This is a little bit about me. And is there anything and at the end I say, if there's anything I can do to help you, please let me know. This is something from BNI. If any of you guys have ever owned a business and been in BNI, they have an ideology that is givers gain. Okay. And so, by giving, you will, you'll end up, receiving tenfold. And that's kind of like how they create their symbiotic relationships within their networking group, because everybody's trying to give to everybody else. So everybody gets gets to benefit from it, because they're passing it along. They're taking their customers that have needs of other people that they know and passing them on, so that they can help each other grow, because now we're exchanging customers, we're exchanging this and that. So givers gain is extremely important. So this is why you want to get to a point where you are creating symbiotic relationships. So I'm doing that with everybody that I deal with. Now, just because I have a symbiotic relationship with these people does not mean that you will either. I build and develop my relationships the way that I do, because I understand the importance of having that relationship. And when I do create, when there are, because I have plenty of relationships that I can that I can pick up, but I'm very picky of the relationships that I pick up, because I'm looking for relationships where I can give to them, because I know once you start giving to other people, then they want to give back, because people are appreciative when you give before you take. And so therefore, those people that are really good that you're going to have the positive connections with are going to want to give back as much as you to them, because that's what makes this symbiotic relationship. Then it creates positive feelings, positive emotions, positive interactions, positive experience, which then therefore, changes the whole mood, changes the dynamic, to the point to where it almost becomes, power dynamics, because you have a lot of mutual respect for this individual. So now you're saying, like, for example, with me and Stephanie over at Open Air Properties, we have mutual respect for each other. And I, not because she pays me, not because she gives me anything, but because she's been kind to me, and then I in turn have been kind to her. And so therefore, I say, hey, you guys want to do a piece of property, you guys should go through Stephanie Dean at openproperties.net, because that is the symbiotic relationship that I've created with her. Because in the same way, she was reciprocal in that way, because I originally, and not only when I first met her, I sold her my dream. I told her what I wanted to do, what it was that I was going to strive for, and if she wanted to give me a chance, I would really appreciate it, and I wouldn't let her down. And I've worked my butt off not to let her down. Okay, that started because I already put my best foot forward, and I started putting everything forward that I needed to put. Okay, and so that starts the ball rolling, because it starts, okay, well, I do this and I do this and I do this, and then she does this, and then because you're creating that relationship, because you've got a reciprocal relationship that is not symbiotic. Because without her, I would not have this property. Okay, without her kindness and letting me, finance it through her, because it's owner finance, she can pick and choose who she wants to. And, she can sit there and vet them and their income and all their other stuff all that she wants. Okay, she has the ability to do that, because it's in her best interest. But she took a chance on me, and so therefore that became reciprocal, because now I was grateful of the kindness in which she showed me to be able to get into this property to begin with. And then what that does is it builds, and then it may build it will build a larger relationship that will be fruitful in many different ways, whether it be, I know people that I can share business with her, she knows people that can share business with me. We know this, we know that, we do this, we do that, because this is why you build these bridges. Because when you don't have this going on upstairs, when this is not straight, this is when you fail. Okay, this is when you become self-destructive. You destroy your relationships. You take it. You unknowingly take advantage, because I don't think anybody does it intentionally. There are some greedy assholes out there, but for the most part, most people do this as they they're doing it for good reasons. Was just staring into my soul. Oh shit! Are you flirting with Bucknut again? Mm.
Um, but no, but mm,
What?
I lost it. But
All
hold on.
right.
Shit. Kung Fu asked you. Oh, have you ever met Joey the Gypsy?
No. No, I have not. Joey the Gypsy. If I've ever met a YouTuber, with the exception of Kelly Hayes, of Kelly Hayes Hikes, I also met Ben of J Ben Hikes, when I was on the Pinhoti. Those are the only two YouTubers I've ever met, and it just kind of, we cross paths. And when you meet a YouTuber, because I mean, I barely had, I hadn't even reached 1,000 subscribers at that point, and she had 30,000 subscribers, and I was just so intimidated, by her. But I mean, it was a weird experience. It was like a pastor, like, "Hi, how are you?" I was getting in the car, she was getting out of the car, because we met in Heflin, which is a trail town on the Pinhoti. And that's, honestly, Heflin, the next trail town up's better than Heflin. Heflin's good at marketing. They were the standard bearer, but yeah, Heflin's one of those you got to check out, especially if you're hiking. But if you're going to go into Heflin and use it as a trail town, you better have a trail tag. I warn you of that, because it's just a respect thing. You don't want to burn bridges. You don't want to destroy things, because you don't want to comply and do some of the things that need to be done. I love weed. I admit it's over it though. My tolerance level is expensive. Taking a break. Yeah, I know that week break. I almost landed on my face today. Um, I got to meet a grower today and make friends with him. So that was fun. Um, but yeah, that was yeah. You got to make friends everywhere you go, because when you make friends, friends give to friends, and friends take care of friends. You know, when you make somebody you get a good connection with, it's always important. Okay, so all right, guys. So dinner is over. Hold on, I'm gonna go grab a Coke real quick because I want to have a Coke with you before I end the live stream. So we gotta. Where's my cup?
So he aims the camera at nothing.
Here.
Oh, great, thanks.
Well, you know what? You should have kept your mouth shut.
I should have, but you know me, I can never keep my mouth shut.
Of course, you're a woman.
What are you talking about? I tell you to shut up all the time.
That's because I make your eyes glaze over.
Don't smell it.
I'm good. All right. So I bought a 2-liter of Coke today because on Amazon I got my 10-pack of 7.5 ounce cans coming to me. So that way I don't drink too much Coke, but yeah, I bought a 2-liter of cherry Coke today. Because you know, like I said, it's food stamp day. It's the only time you get any treats, and so we got to have a good meal. So it was really, really good. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Man, that was really, really good. And I'm glad I ate it slow, because if I ate that fast, I'd have gotten sick real quick. But it was just refried dreams and beans and cheese and sour cream. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm gonna hotbox you tonight. Tug, do you think the grower will give you some trimming work? I've talked to him about it. I don't know if it'll happen. Maybe. I'd like it. It'd be cool. Um, but you know, they have when they legalize it in a state, they put a lot of restrictions on these growers on what they can do. You know, versus back in the when it was just, you know, medical and you could just pull kids in off the streets. Well, they're kind of being a lot stricter on it, especially on the regulations and you know how you hire, who you hire, what they do, stuff like that. So it's not as loose as it used to be. So I don't know. I've mentioned it. I even mentioned that we do cleaning, and he was mentioning that he knows some people around here that are, you know, snowbirds, want to, you know, they need their RV cleaned and they'll pay for it. And I'm like, well, I owned a janitorial business. She knows how to clean. The two of us can come in there and scrub the shit out of it.
Yeah,
You know.
housekeeping business, so yeah.
Yeah. So.
I'm afraid I'm gonna stick my fingers or foot or something in the sour cream, but I'm gonna move it.
Okay. Well, put the lid on it, and that might fix it.
Well, I didn't know if you were done.
Just put it on the plate. Huh. Okay. All right. So, all right, guys. So, wow, this has been an impactful hour. So, an hour to make and eat dinner and have a good conversation with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. I'm really starting to enjoy these live streams a lot more, because I think they're getting my topics and the rhythm that I'm picking up. I think it's really starting to work. Now we just got to see the viewerships pop up and stuff like that. But again, I will be doing at least one long form video a week, and it'll be released somewhere around Wednesday next the next week, and I think I'm just going to release it on Wednesdays. If I want to release extra ones, I will, but I'm gonna guarantee that I'm gonna do one a week, because I really want to focus on really doing precise content that is, you know, like the one that I did. It was a commenter in one of the videos that said, you know, you talk about how to survive it, but you don't talk about how to get off the streets. So I was like, well, you know, here's a good idea to teach people how to make money and get off the streets. So, you know, that's what I did, and it's paying off. There is some interest in certain topics and no interest in others. I'm still working on like making it as good as I possibly can. But I will tell you guys, just get used to the fact that my intro, which is the the introduction to the video and the topic, is going to be scripted. And if I can't remember it, because I don't know if you guys are noticing, but over the last couple of months, maybe 6 months, my speech has started slurring. And those of you that have been following me for long enough know that I have brain damage and that my brain is deteriorating just because of what I did to myself many, 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 many years ago. And I'm starting to see even some of my verbal skills. Like I was having a conversation. I'm perfectly sober, but I sounded drunk because of how I was slurring my speech, and just it really bugged me. So just kind of letting you guys know that you guys might start seeing that, and that's part of the reason why I'm doing the script in the beginning, because I can't remember as good as I used to. Remembering is becoming much harder for me, and retaining my short-term memory is getting a lot more challenging. But this is my my thing to deal with. I'm just letting you guys know why you guys are seeing that, so that you at least have some sort of understanding that, yeah, I'm going to be reading off a script, but then it goes right back into it. Because here's the thing, I've been doing this off and on for 25 years, and I don't need to prepare the topic other than just get my thoughts in order, because I've done everything that I tell you guys that to do. I've lived the way that I've told you guys to live. I've done all this stuff. And it's second nature to me, because I've been doing it off and on for so long that it's just part of who I am. And I don't realize how, why a lot of people, they look up to me, and I'm like, dude, I'm just a normal guy. I've been doing this for a long time. There are people that are much better than me. I mean, I kind of suck at this, but apparently, apparently a lot of people think otherwise. And so I mean, it's just oh. But anyways, guys, you guys know how to help out the channel. Become a subscriber if you're not already subscribed. Share, comment. Those are important. That's what really gets me out there, to be able to see things. So if you see people that are homeless and you know them, share some of my content with them. If you know somebody's going to be about to be homeless, share some of my content with them. It will help them, and it's something kind that you can do to help another person out that's in a bad situation. That's not going to cost you anything, and it helps me make the impact and the influence I'd like to make within the homeless community. So I'd like to invite you guys to do that. If you guys want to contribute financially, you got my tip jar. It's down in the description. You've got my memberships over on Patreon, all that other stuff. Yes, I know I have value, but just because but I'm not. Sometimes people see, it's almost like I'm a guru, and I'm nothing. I'm not a guru. I mean, like I said, I suck at this. But anyways, guys, I will see you in tomorrow night's live stream. Thanks for being here, guys.